A rule proposed by the Obama administration in connection with the new health care law is stirring up yet another controversy. Critics say it would give the government access to certain portions of patients' medical records. The Department of Health and Human Services has issued this statement, though, saying, quote, neither HHS nor states will collect any personally identifiable data in implementing this policy. Protecting the privacy of Americans' health information is a top priority of the Obama administration. We have taken important steps to improve the security of people's information and will continue to do so in all that we do to improve health care. Now to debate it, Dr. Lee Vliet, who specializes in women's health issues, and from the Center for American Progress, Igor Volsky. They join me now for this debate, and thank you both for your time today.
You're welcome.
And Dr. Vliet, I'll start with you. We have that response from HHS saying no personal information is going to be given to the government. Is that not good enough for you?
Absolutely not. I don't think the government has a very good track record for protecting confidential information. We've already seen what's happened when 26.5 million veterans' data was compromised when an employee took a computer home. And even if they say it's depersonalized, it's very easy to repersonalize it because the insurance companies have all of the personal identifying information. And in order to reach the goals that HHS has said they want to reach, which is tracking individual medical records, making them accessible, then you have to have the personal information. So the goals that were set in the health information technology and in the comparative effectiveness research bureaucracy set up in the stimulus bill in 2009 were designed to track individual patient care outcomes and couple that with cost effectiveness data as well as the clinical information and patients' life expectancy and then make treatment decisions. So I find it disingenuous to say that they are going to depersonalize the information, number one, and number two, if the insurance companies have to incur the cost of depersonalizing it, then who pays that cost? Obviously, that's going to come back on the consumers in higher premiums.
All right, let me bring in Mr. Volsky. I mean, is it possible to turn in this data that is an important part of figuring out coverage and all those kinds of things in a way that doesn't compromise people that are attached to it, whether it's, psychological treatment or an STD, something that could be really embarrassing and sensitive for people?
Well, privacy is very important, but the de-identification is a very important piece because both in the law and in the proposed rule, it states the information will be de-identified, that privacy is a chief concern. And again, we don't have the final rule yet. The comment period is still open. HHS is hearing from consumer advocates, from insurers, from all the interested parties. They have until October 31st. But let's remember that the government already does something very similar to this in Medicare Advantage, the private arm of Medicare with insurers and risk adjustment, and there haven't been too many concerns there, aside from the isolated incidents, which the doctor noted, which are a problem, and a problem that HHS is addressing by hearing from everybody and learning how best to do this and how to protect everyone's privacy in the process.
And Doctor, as Igor mentioned, I mean, the comment period, as I understand, closes tomorrow, and I understand that HHS has gotten a wealth of feedback on this particular proposed rule. Do you think that feedback is going to change this, what they ultimately do issue as the final rule, because this is just a proposal at this point?
I have not seen that public opinion has been taken into account. Obviously, the public has expressed vociferous opposition to Obamacare, and that was not taken into account, so I'm not optimistic. But even so, I think it's time for patients to take back their power. Patients should have the right to opt in for information sharing and release of their information, and they should have the right to opt out and not have it be mandated by the federal government. The patient deserves the right to have the key to their sensitive medical information, and the government should not have that. And I really don't feel optimistic that privacy concerns will be adequately addressed. Patients may want to go to, our website, www.takebackmedicine.com, and take a look at some of the concerns that physicians across the country are raising about these invasions of privacy.
Okay, I want to make sure we bring in Igor for fair and balanced to give you the final response here.
Well, I just want to say that this is about insurance oversight, to make sure that insurers are posting legitimate risk scores, that they have the data to back it up so that there's oversight, and you don't have a situation where insurers are cherry-picking just the healthiest people and leaving the sick behind. That's what this is about, making sure we have a fair and accountable healthcare system.
All right.
And I don't think we need to compromise patient privacy for that goal.
All right, we got to leave it there. Dr.
I don't
Vliet,
think we do. We de-identify everything.
Dr. Vliet, Igor Volsky, thank you both very much for your time today.
Thank you.